Hello everyone, this is Zoltar and welcome back to Darkest Dungeon. As you can see, we've gotten our Man-at-Arms Arbalest team up to level 6, so it's time for them to start trying out some high-level bosses for us. They still seem quite powerful, so I saw no reason to really rotate away from them as of yet. My one concern about the Hag Witch, which is what we're going to try first, is that pot. I don't know exactly how well this group will be able to deal with it, but I wanted to try it out anyway, see if we could make it happen. Hopefully nothing goes terribly wrong. If it does, well, we've got our backup group here kind of ready to hop in if necessary, but I suppose we're just going to find out for now, so let's hop to it. Going to bring plenty of supplies all around, just very standard setup for ourselves when we are maxing out, because we don't care about our money in any way, shape, or form at the moment. Plenty of herbs, some keys, some water, and of course, plenty of torches. So, let's go ahead and get into the mission.
As time wore on, her wild policy of self-experimentation grew intolerable. She quaffed all manner of strange fungi, herbs, and concoctions, intent on gaining some insight into the horror we both knew to be growing beneath us. The change in her was appalling, and no longer able to stomach it, I sent her to live in the Weald, where her wildness would be welcomed.
Well, alright then. Okay, well, she's probably in one of these two places, but let's just get going and see if we can figure out which one. She might be here, but that's highly unlikely. Okay, well, that didn't do a lot. Yeah, okay, and we found a trap, apparently. Game's just being a little bit sluggish on us while it figures out what it wants to show us with that map. Not too much, as it turns out. Just a little taste of things, and unfortunately we've already run into a couple of fights. I'd really like to avoid fights entirely when we're doing the sort of thing we're doing right now, but
Nature herself,
not going to be an option.
victim to the spreading corruption, malformed with misintent.
Alright, little loot. Not going to complain about that. Oh, good. I didn't completely clear out all of their negative traits this time, by the way. I think I only left 3. Yeah, we've got Bad Gambler on Bisquid, which I really don't care about. And then Paranormania and Necromania. So we're kind of hoping that doesn't cause too many problems here on this run. Alright. An infamous team. Well, I guess we'll start off by just kind of hurting them a little bit, trying to get some debuffs rolling out. That didn't go quite as well as would be hoped, but wasn't completely awful either, I suppose. That kind of was. Blanket fire. This is kind of what you expect, which is why I almost always try and Retribution for these guys at this point. You'll frequently get 2 of them throwing out massive area of effect attacks, and Retribution can get in a lot of damage here compared to pretty much any other skill you have access to. We'll go ahead and toss out a heal. We do have slightly reduced healing on our Arbalest, slightly reduced healing effect. See, look at that. Retribution basically killed that guy on its own. It also basically killed this guy almost on its own. Just a small bit of damage from the Arbalest in addition to it. Alright, let's go ahead and just mark you. We got a crit, so that's some nice stress relief at least. And Rain of Whips. Man, more crits hitting us. Not good. Look at all this bleeding. Yeah, it's gross. Very unfortunate. Let's go ahead and do bandaging. What a weak shot. That was awful, actually. That was, I think that was about minimum damage, if not exactly minimum damage. Well, keep healing up. Hopefully the rain stops coming down at some point. Okay, that's not the button I told you to do. Well, whatever. I think it was going through the bleed effect when I tried to change skills, because for whatever reason you get locked out of the skills. So I just clicked 1 and hit, and then I threw out a mark. Not what I was looking for. Let's heal again. And we may go for the unlikely stun this time. There's still a chance of it, and it did work. So that's fortunate. I mean, we do have 140% stun chance, so it was like a 50-50 shot-ish of succeeding. Could you not, please? I don't think we can go for the stun again. We just have to hit him and hope he hits back. That's not what we were looking for. Could you stop critting every single time you attack? That would be awesome, actually. Just a thought.
prodigious size alone does not dissuade the sharpened blade.
So this is starting very much the way the last boss started, it seems. Which, if you'll remember, if you've watched that, you'll know that that didn't start well when it came to all the basic generic fights. We kind of got wrecked by those, and then we came up to the boss and we destroyed him. Completely just annihilated. So it was kind of okay long term, but at the beginning it was terrifying. Like all this dodging going on. Look at that 43 dodge chance. How insane is that? I'm going to keep going after her, try and bring her down, but it's pretty insane in my opinion. See? Look at this. 102 accuracy, we had 105 accuracy. Up here, just not enough. Not enough yet. Once we rest, that changes, but we're trying to delay that as long as we can. Actually, just go for a heal. I'm really concerned about how many hit points he was missing. Okay. I still hate that it does the animation play, but it doesn't actually do anything. Cytokinesis is awful. Slime is fine. We get to attack back to that at least. Okay, and we're hoping the Arbalest gets a turn before long. No pull, that's okay. Another Embrace the Dark, not the biggest deal. It's just some stress and some light reduction. That is a big deal, however. More crits against us. Not fun. What is with all this missing? This is so unlikely. This is so unlikely to have gone this way. And yet that didn't prevent it from happening. That could have easily been a couple kills right there off the Arbalest. We could have been in a decent spot, but no. Was not meant to be. Probably should have tossed a judgment on the crone there, but oh well. At least it was just slime. Okay, can we finish the crone this time? No. No, we can't. Apparently. Thank you! There we go. Finally she gets taken down. It took our massive accuracy buff riposte as far as I know. I mean, Retribution, yeah, plus 20 accuracy. So that was like a 125 accuracy attack, something like that. That's what it took to actually connect with her and bring her down. Crazy, in my opinion. Stun worked, that's fortunate. Now we can get away with throwing out another heal. And can we bring him down? Or stun him again? I mean, either one would work. More dodges. And part of this is my fault. You'll note she has a legendary bracer. I thought about changing this away from a legendary bracer, but once again, once we rest, the accuracy gets much higher. And so I didn't want to boost accuracy too much at that phase. Oh good, some deeds. That's wonderful. Okay. Pop a couple more torches, because we have to from all those Embrace the Darks. Scouting? Yes, we got the scout. So we can see we don't really need to go this direction. I'm trying to remember what in the Weald, if anything, actually gives a stat buff, and I don't think there's much. I suppose we'll check this direction anyway. Oh, good. Yep. And what happened to you? Nothing happened to you. Whatever. Yes, eat. We have plenty of food, if nothing else. We do have a lot of food. We'll actually go ahead and eat a couple more of it, just to keep them high on hit points for the time being. We found a tree, which I suppose we can anti-venom. Just in case.
Trinkets and baubles.
We can just clear out a bunch of our food right now. I mean, look, we've got this extra 12 stack of food on top of the massive amounts we already brought, so let's just do that. Take the sapphire. And what do we have in here? Okay, it is an altar thing. I think this is one of the ones that's a quirk removal altar. I'm not 100% sure, though. I suppose we can fight it out. Alright. After the cutthroat. Bring him down. You... yeah, still after the cutthroat. That's fine. As expected. Oh, look, 20 damage. Enjoy that. Man-at-Arms, you just do so much damage. It's nuts. Shank's not good, but it's only 2 per second at this point. Point-blank shot. Alright. That's pretty uncommon against the Man-at-Arms, but worked out great for us, so I'm not going to complain. That's what I'm talking about from the Arbalest. That's more what you expect. Massive amounts of ridiculous damage coming out. Unfortunately, the debuff, even with the debuff buff trinket that we've got, this Wrathful Bandana plus 30% debuff skill chance, it does not trigger very often. I don't really know what to do about that. That was high damage, I'll take it. Let's go for the stun. Let's just go for the stun. We got it, okay. That's fortunate, and we'll go ahead and toss out another heal. Keep everybody plenty healthy. Wow. Minimum damage. Super minimum damage on that roll, it looks like. But we got a crit, so I'll take it.
The greater the glory.
I guess we're going to find out now if I was correct about what this thing does. We'll just leave the gold to the side for the time being. Yeah. Purifies, Paranormania, quirk removed. Okay. That's what I thought. Just needed to be sure. And moving on. Doesn't look like we're going to have too much. I don't think the Wield, once again, I don't think it has many helpful things. I always forget what specifically it does have. The ruins are easy to remember with like the suit of armor, and of course you've got the moonshine barrels of kill everything in the Warrens, but the Wield is always a bit more awkward. Pop some more torches. And we have a couple more fights coming up, it looks like. Oh great, this group. I hate this group so much. Could go for a stun on a gargoyle, but I think I just want to try and kill it the best that I can. It's still got to go next. That's unfortunate. Because the stuns start coming out, and the insatiable ghoul is deadly. Absolutely deadly. So all these stuns kind of hurt. She seriously just... Alright, whatever. Alright, let's bring down the gargoyle. That's at least fewer stuns coming our way while we deal with all of this. Dodged. Unfortunate. Okay. The fake attack into a bunch of stress from the Howl. Not what we like to see. Not going to mark the ghoul just yet, because our Arbalest is still going to be stunned out. Alright, that works. Skull Toss. Not the end of the world. I suppose we're going to go for a stun then. See if he'll get stunned for next turn. He will, so that's a long stun on him at this point. We'll get a lot of turns before he gets another one. Unfortunately, the Arbalest went first. Not so much what you want. No big surprise with 8 speed, but it is 9 speed on our Bounty Hunter, so you'd think it'd maybe be a bit better our direction, but whatever, it's fine. Let's just shoot him. Ghoul's 7. Okay, good to know. Now we'll go ahead and throw out the mark. Hoping to do that at the start of the turn. Didn't get lucky. And everybody just keep on keeping on with what you're doing. Tempting to start throwing out defenders in various places, but nobody's super low on hit points, which is why I didn't go ahead and do it. If there was an obvious I need to defend this person, then I'd have done it, but he howled anyway, so oh well. Look at all this stress a ghoul gives you. It's insane. The ghouls are just so powerful. Let's go for the attack. He howls most of the time anyway. Okay, we got lucky on the stun again. Take that. And you're dead. The classic, he's at 5% hit points, so we're going to crit. Love it. Alright, well, we don't really need any of those, so we'll just leave them behind for the time being. We're just trying to get to that boss and get it dead. That's the only real goal we have. Found a map. Okay. What do we got for us this time, map? Doesn't look like it's going very far. Yeah, not even 2 rooms. Or basically exactly 2 hallways worth of tiles.
The light, the promise of safety.
Excuse me. Okay. Let's get rid of the witches first. More concerned about the stress than the damage for the time being. At least we're getting some solid hits right now, despite their 35 dodge. Left it at 1 hit point, of course, because that's just how life works. Oh, Eldritch Pull, not what we want to see. At least it leaves the Arbalest in the back, even if it works, though. Okay, that's better. Let's get some nice retribution damage going. Push, also not the end of the world. Unfortunately, it did work, and she even dodged that, so, yeah. There we go. some decent damage out and a kill, so I'll take it. And we will just go ahead and actually... we'll step back. We'll step back just a little bit. Bola time. Good hit. Definitely a good hit for us. Nothing there, though. Unfortunate. Would love to get this stun going. Everybody's back in position now. Unfortunately, did not get the stun, but we can go for another one. Also, gonna not get that one. Guess that's just life. Thankfully, though, she went for an Eldritch push. That's exactly the kind of thing we want to see her doing at this phase of the fight. Alright, Blind Fire, way to be useless. Would you stop getting dodged? You're all terrible at this. There, see? Man-at-Arms has to finish it for us because he has 13 more accuracy. Oh, do you need to do that? No, not that. Get out of here. I wanted the gold. Come here, gold. There we go. Yes, close. We'll check the strong box because it's basically no threat to us. I think all it does is blight. And you'll notice that our Man-at-Arms has 120% blight resistance. I probably need to get rid of his cleansing crystal because if we look... it's really not doing a lot for him, honestly. It's really... well, it depends. I don't know how many monsters have attacks that go above a 100% hit chance. You know what I mean? Because obviously we do. Because apparently the percent means nothing and it's just a number. We have, you know, the 140% stun base attack. I think we have 140% blight and other stun-based attacks and things like that, you know? So, I don't know exactly how high the monsters' effects go. If they only go up to 100 or if they go higher the same way our attacks do. And that would be important for figuring out if the cleansing crystal is actually worth it, or if I could equip something else, like maybe even just another tough ring, to make him almost impossible to kill with his ridiculous prod at that point. And hit points, of course. Okay. Well, we want to get this ectoplasm dead. So let's just get to work on that. There we go. Took it down. Happy to throw everything at the ectoplasm because it's just too bone militia after that and nobody cares. Honestly, nobody cares. Very nice. I'll take it. A stunned guy, 1 hit point left. That's acceptable. It's a classic timing for a crit still. I tell you guys, that's when we always crit. It's when it's going to be a last hit anyway if we crit or not. Thankfully, we still get a bonus in the stress relief, right? But still, it's just a bit silly. Just a bit silly. So we do want to maintain pretty high light when we come into this... oh, never mind, we got the scouting. I was going to say when we get to this next room because we'll want to know which side the boss is on, but turns out we scouted from super far away, so it was fine.
Finding the stuff is only the first test. Now it must be carried home.
Clear out the trap. We will go ahead and finish both of these fights that we have before the boss. This one and then this one down here. And we found another altar of cleansing. Oh, a crit. That's not good. But only critting for 7. That really doesn't hit very hard, does it? Let's see. Let's see what we can do to this guy. Nothing, apparently. We're going to hit for 4 damage. I kind of had to hope for a crit to actually get anything done there, so that was probably a bit silly, but that's what I went for. Oh. Got a nice giant knockback on the dog there. Alright. Just go ahead and finish both dogs off, and then we'll worry about the giant. Alright, that's fine. That's what he's here for, is to do that. That's it. That's his only job. Is to deal with those massive hits. Alright. There we go. And I suppose we'll start going for a couple stuns on this guy. With any luck, we'll get one. Nothing there. Confusion spores, kind of expected. Yeah. That's really annoying, actually. Because now he can't even... thankfully, he can move forward to, and the Arbalest can move back to if that had been necessary, so it's not the end of the world. It's just annoying. Also, the Arbalest has the craziest moveset. Move back to, forward 0. I love it. It's like, no, she has one place to be, actually. That's it. Just the one. Gonna move ourselves back into position and go for a stun. Got fortunate there. And let's go for a quick little heal. There we go. Back to full hit points, I'll take it. Now's when we start throwing out the really big damage from both of our damage dealers. Okay, very lucky on the tree branch smackdown again. Unfortunately, no prod effect that time because we hadn't used either of those skills. But still, on the character who can take it and who can heal up very easily. Go for more stunning. I notice how these guys don't have that stacking stun resistance. They just stick at their 95% and don't go any higher. It's kind of weird to me. I'm okay with it, don't get me wrong, but it's kind of weird to me. No, that was the wrong button. That was just me messing up entirely. Hitting the Arbalest button instead of the Bounty Hunter button for some reason. Thankfully we got lucky and it didn't matter. Alright. Let's see, I don't think we need the shovels, so we'll get rid of those. No, that was the wrong character, I'm not paying attention! I was just clicked on the third slot. I didn't pay attention to which character was in that slot. Oh, that was dumb. That was actually dumb. Because I did have a negative quirk to get rid of. It would have been nice. Oh well. Oh good, heirlooms. We totally need those 6 years ago at this point. Yeah. Alright, just a couple fungal clawers. Not the end of the world. Let's just mark one. For now. Let's try and stun the other. Nothing. Nothing at all. Alright, well, fine then. 20 damage? Are you serious? 20 damage for that shot? How pathetic is that? Ugh. Let's go for another stun. Seriously? It's only got stun resist 70. That means we had a 70% chance each time we tried to stun. If you just look at it as 140 minus 70 equals... What is this? We're down to... Oh, whatever. Game, you're just being ridiculous to me. Come on. Stop being insane. Don't make me die to a couple fungal clawers. I'm gonna be mad. 81 crit. Fine. Fine. You're crazy, game, but whatever. Okay, good. These things hurt real bad. You don't really notice it at first, but they hurt really bad. Let's just go for the kill. Let's not risk anything at all.
A trifling victory.
Don't care, don't care, actually. And let's keep moving backwards now. We've got camp to set and hope for no ambush. I suppose we will eat some food before that. Yeah, he's full. He should get healed up completely from camping, so hopefully we'll be okay. And here we go. Feast. Almost full for the bounty hunter as well. Okay, I still don't think we're going to plan to take down. It's tempting. It's tempting, but I don't think it's the best idea because we can just... This is how we do it. Restring crossbow. Bless. Maintain equipment and instruction, the way we usually do. Uses up all 12 of our time, and we rest. We did get ambushed. How bad is it? It's not good. Oh, it's super not good. I was about to say it's not the end of the world, and then it was like, ah, look, everybody's massively out of... Well, your two big position characters are massively out of position. Good luck. Oh, that's awful. Hopefully our Vestal gets to go? Nope. No such luck. Alright. Now just get up there the best you can. We'll go for a stun. Okay, we got a crit. That's nice. Still no stun. What is with that? Think of how bad our rolls must have gone to end up with no stun on any of these fungal clawers. What is this? What are you doing to me, game? Seriously. Okay, yeah, mark him as prey. Nobody cares. Okay, okay, that's better. Only 26 damage, right? Whatever. I really don't want to get plagued. So let's fix that. As you can see, our accuracy is actually pretty good now, so that's why we don't bring accuracy trinkets on these two. Not quite a kill, unfortunately. Thankfully, we can hopefully just retribution him without too much trouble. We do need to get some heals out. We don't want to go into a fight in this situation. There we go. Okay. 4 damage to 14, that's fine. Go for a stun. Seriously? Just never going to? Just never gonna do it? We're taking a risk here at this point. Trying to get one more heal out without it causing too many problems, at least. Okay. Seriously? Seriously right now? That's what we're gonna do? I'm kind of mad at the game right now, if I'm honest. Gonna keep going. And there it is. That's all we got. That did not go well.
So too will resistance.
Thankfully, he can heal a lot off of food. He's full now, but he's almost up to full hit points. We will use another one on our bounty hunter to send him up to full. And we've got a little stress and a little damage heading into this boss fight, but thankfully we do have some pretty hefty... What are you doing? I didn't say to switch positions. I was just trying to click on you two and see what was going on. I hate that the game does that sometimes. Anyway, we're pretty well buffed to the fight. 137 accuracy there, 2 accuracy there. I don't know what that's about. I think the game's just crazy in how it measures its numbers. Like these two, for whatever reason, are listed as extremely low accuracy. Whereas these two are it's just weird. It's just weird, guys. Maybe it's because of the last skills I had them. No, it doesn't make any sense. Never mind. I'm not going to try and justify it. So, before we head into the room, I did want to change some skills around. We've got Come Hither, which is going to have basically no use whatsoever. So we get rid of it, and we take Hook and Slice instead. Low damage, but a high bleed chance. Or a decent bleed, at least, you know. Try and make that work. And then, let's see, for our Vestal, I wanted to get rid of Dazzling Light. And I was up in the air about Illumination versus Hand of Light. I don't remember if the Hag Witch counts as unholy. I know she's human. I doubt she's unholy. She might be. But I'm kind of leaning toward Illumination. It's lower damage, but the minus 30% dodge might be relevant in this fight. Could be useful. I don't really know. But we know that Dazzling Light is going to do basically nothing, so what's the point? We may as well take Illumination. The other option is just taking Mace Bash. Only using Judgment for damage whenever we want to deal damage on the boss, but then having access to Mace Bash if we really need to bring down that pot. I'm tempted by Illumination. Even though the debuff is unlikely to work, I'm still kind of... I want to see what happens with it. We're probably going to get ourselves killed, but still. It's what you got to do. It's what you got to do. Bellow, we're never going to touch this fight. I can guarantee it. So we will just take Crush instead, once again, to deal with a pot, just in case. And I think we have a similar situation going on with Bolas. We're never going to touch those. So we can get rid of them. And we can probably get rid of Blind Fire. I don't see us ever touching that, because we're always going to have Sniper Shot. The only reason to keep around Blind Fire is because she might end up in an early position, and we might not want her to just back off. But I think I'm far more tempted to take just Battlefield Bandage. And I'm trying to remember if she can stun. I actually don't remember. So maybe I do take Blind Fire. The other option is to just take the Mark in case I need it. Maybe we'll just take the Mark. Sure, let's do it. Okay. I think that sets up everybody's skills a bit better. We'll have to pay close attention to what we're doing this fight, but let's see what we can do against the Hag Witch.
As the light gains purchase, spirits are
okay.
And purpose is made clear.
Good, we get to go first. Let's get that Mark out immediately. We crit, for whatever that means.
A slathering testament to the power
and the Bounty Hunter into the pot. So what do? I imagine we try... Oh, we don't want to burn it down with her, though. She needs to be... I just hit the wrong skill. I actually just hit the wrong skill, straight up. Because I moved my skills around and I wasn't paying attention. Alright. Let's whack away at this cauldron. We got lucky. We got an important crit after that mistake earlier, so that's good. Now, she only has a 95% debuff resist, so we could go for an illumination here. And I'm kind of tempted by it. Just to see. I mean, minus 30 dodge is a pretty big deal against somebody with 25 dodge. So we'll try it. No such luck immediately, no big surprise. Meat Tenderizer comes out, not the end of the world. It does mean Retribution would be kind of nice to get down. Okay. Well, the Bounty Hunter can't use Hook and Slice, so he will just go with a finish him on the Hag Witch. And another turn. We're going to use the right skill this time. Into the pot. Okay. Unfortunate. And he's, of course, taking 6 at a time because that's how life works. Minus damage and accuracy. Not what you want to see. I know your flesh burns. Unfortunately, we can't do a whole lot about it. I should have taken the Mace Bash. That was a terrible decision. Alright. Gotta try and get him out of that cauldron. We're not going to crit a lot with it. Alright. Okay, there we go. We got a crit on it. He's down to like half HP, but that's just how life works again. Going for a heal. Man, we didn't get any good damage off of that first mark. That's really unfortunate. Healer into the pot. That's okay, more or less. I suppose we'll just try and rescue her from the pot immediately. Okay, another good shot. Good crit there. She didn't take a lot in there. Meat Tenderizer, unfortunate. Now we can just go with a Retribution here from our Man-at-Arms. What did he do that turn? Alright, well let's throw out the mark. See if we can actually get a good shot off with it. Here we go. Retribution, the Hag Witch. She's too far forward to do anything besides use Illumination. That's unfortunate. Well, let's just take the damage we can. Part of why we have Illumination, if we're honest. And Sniper Shot, please. No crit. Sad. One crit fixes a lot of this for us, but we have not gotten... We've gotten fortunate in our crits on the pot. I'll give us that, but we haven't gotten fortunate with our other crits. Meat Tenderizer hurts, but Retribution doing its job. That's why we use that skill. Okay, 8 damage on the Cauldron is good. That's a good amount of damage. No question about that. Season... Okay. Resisted the debuff, though, so that's important. We will Retribution again, I think. Well, no. We'll just go for the Bash. Ooh, dodged. That's really not good. We gotta get him out of that pot. Hag Witch isn't marked. We could go for the kill on the Hag Witch, I suppose, instead of rescuing him from the pot. We do have an alternate Bounty Hunter, is one way to look at it. 13? Are you serious? 13 damage? I kind of forgot the mark had expired. I don't know why the mark is expiring so fast. It's rather strange. Oh, she heals if somebody's in the pot. I forgot about that. I've never left anybody in the pot that long before. At least not that I remember. He's probably going to pop out on death's door soon. What a terrible decision. Taste the stew again? Seriously? What in the world is this? Do I just need to run from this? It feels like I need to just run away from this. If she gets a turn and kills him, I'm going to be kind of annoyed. I can try to run. I can also just toss out a quick heal instead of running immediately. Like, I can bandage here. And then I suppose we go for the Retribution again. Okay, we got a crit. We've let her heal way too much, but we got a crit. We can throw out a small heal again. Not a good heal, but something. Mark again. Try and get just one crit on her.
But less people will be eaten.
Less people will be eaten. Fair enough. That wasn't clean and that wasn't pretty because I forgot about how that boss works. It's been so long. But regardless, we didn't lose. And we didn't lose a person. So, still a success. That healing, that's what I wasn't ready for, though. That healing in particular was what really threw me off. Flawed release, that's awful. Second wind, and then natural swing I'll take. Alright. The rest of that's pretty okay.
I can still see their angry faces as they stormed the manor. But I was dead before they found me. And the letter was on its way.
So just 3 bosses left. The narrator feels like shutting up. Our ancestor, who was apparently the worst person in the entire world. Formless Flesh, Brigand 16-pounder, and Gibbering Prophet. We'll probably do all of those with this group still. I don't want to lose any of them, but you gotta risk somebody. It may as well be our probably best group. They work very well together. The Man-at-Arms is the most overpowered thing in this game right now, as far as I can tell. So we'll probably be heading after these next, but obviously they need a rest for the moment. Not a lot of stress going on, but unfortunately, Duger cannot get away with having flawed release. Minus 3% crit range skills, no way. Get rid of Necromania while we're at it. And Bisquid, I guess we could get rid of Bad Gambler, but I really don't care. Because we're not going to have him gamble, and I have too much money anyway. So why don't we look at another character? This is my I'm going to skip a week so I can have people heal up group. By the way, just a thought. Although it may turn into a real group if the Houndmaster releases before I have to do anything real with it. So we'll just have to see what happens there. But for now, somebody else has to have problems we need to fix. I know several of them do. Also, I find this hilarious. Our character, this leper, has Bad Gambler and Known Cheat. So, despite the fact that he cheats at gambling, he's still awful at it. Don't really care about Flawed Release, so we don't need to get rid of any of those in particular. Deviant Taste is okay, Enlightened is whatever. Weak Grip doesn't matter. Resolution doesn't really matter. But this guy, he has a lot of problems, so we may as well start on him. Misses the Spot could be a good place to start. Stress Eater, also a reasonable thing to do, but we'll start with Misses the Spot. And there you go. So, we'll probably skip another round at some point while we wait for these two to clean themselves up. And after that, we'll likely be headed after, what, the Brigand 16-pounder, the Gibbering Prophet, or the Formless Flesh. All of them are reasonable, but I'm tempted by the Formless Flesh first. Then maybe the Brigand 16-pounder, and then I'm pretty scared of the Prophet, because I don't know how to deal with his special ability too well. His whole, I'm going to drop the ceiling on you, scares me. More than what the Formless Flesh does, which seems fairly simple, as long as you can think it all the way through, how you want to attack the flesh. And then the Brigand 16-pounder is also simple. Just keep the one guy dead. Make sure he's always dead. And then just survive, and you're okay. Whereas the Gibbering Prophet terrifies me, dropping the ceiling on us. So we'll probably go after the Formless Flesh next. But for now, we have time to wrap it up. So, thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you next time.